Hey, what's up?
Hey man, what's going on?
How are you? Good.
Good to see you again. What's happening?
I'm good, man. I'm just chilling here in my home in Los Angeles, in between doing fly dates and shows this whole year and getting excited about coming to Australia.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're pumped to see you again. It's gonna be unreal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Rose tattoo. It's gonna be sick.
dude. One of our best. What a team
Should be
up.
fun.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely, absolutely. And that's all kicking off this September. Man, how was the last tour? That was here, what, 2022 with Fozzy?
Yeah, Fozzy. It was great. We had a blast. Shows went off really well and um yeah, it's typical sweaty ass, rowdy Australian rock and roll shows, Buckcherry style.
How do you find the shows in Australia compared to everywhere else in the world? You know?
I just feel like you guys have a real deep appreciation for rock, it's just a different thing, It's kind of the same vibe when you go to the UK as well. You guys just get it and you like it for all the right reasons. And I think you guys like to come out and drink beer and raise hell and rock and roll is the best atmosphere for that for sure.
That's not us at all. We're quite no, no, that's pretty much us. Yeah, yeah.
I
But
think there was a fist fight every night at that last tour. You know,
during
it's
whose set
funny.
though?
Our set, yeah,
Oh,
we
really?
have yeah, probably a Fozzie's too. I'm sure. I don't know.
We don't always fight. Okay, but you just keep pulling us out, just putting us out. Yeah, you know. But of course, Rose Tattoo. It's pretty exciting. You guys are heading down with those guys too. They're one of our
Yeah, yeah,
bands. They've
yeah.
influenced and inspired so many bands, globally. Were you a fan of
Uh-huh.
them growing up?
I have to be honest, I didn't know a whole lot about Rose Tattoo. I grew up in Southern California on independent punk rock records. I didn't listen to mainstream rock till I was like 17. And that was like the first records I heard was like Led Zeppelin records and Back in Black and Metallica and The Cult. And then I I discovered Rose Tattoo through Guns N' Roses' cover of Rose Tattoo song. That's when I finally got hip to them. But it doesn't matter. I mean, they're amazing, and we're excited, and the rest of the guys know a lot more about Rose Tattoo than I do. But I'm very excited.
Awesome, man. Well, I mean, it seems like Australian music right now seems to be really making waves across the world, especially in metal. Have you noticed that from your perspective? Have you seen bands outside of, rock and things really taking off over in your side of the world?
No, not really, but I'm not a good gauge. You know what I mean. I literally listen to all genres of music, and I just like good songs. I always have. I'm not like digging deep on any genre of music. I'm just searching for songs. Good
Okay.
songs. Yep.
So, I mean, what songs are you cranking at the moment that seem to be really got you cooking at the gym? Oh,
Like I love that new Justin Timberlake song that he put out not too long ago. Jealous, I think is the name of it.
yeah.
I always get into like old disco like hits that I haven't heard in a while, and something will happen, and I'll go buy like an old disco song. I still go to iTunes and buy songs, and I make playlists, and um, you know, uh, and then I listen to like Million Dollar Baby is a song I just bought. 100 Yard Dash by this artist, Raphael Sadiq, and stuff like that.
It's cool to hear what people are into that you don't usually get to hear from, like yourself, you know?
Yeah, and then I'm always listening to like classic rock. I like classic rock music
Yeah.
for sure.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, classic rock hits are the best.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, man, you've toured
Yeah.
the world and opened for everyone from AC/DC to Kiss and more. Like,
Yes, I
those
have.
alone are massive, massive goals for any band. Is
Yeah.
there anyone left on your bucket list, or is there anything left on the bucket list?
Oh man, that's a great question. I mean, if I could, I really love Bruno Mars. I mean, if I could get on stage with any artist, as far as like a package tour, that would be amazing. But it just would never happen. But well, I don't want to say never, but that would be an artist that I would really like to play with at a festival or something. But as far as like a rock tour, um, all the greats are disappearing. They're fading
Yeah.
out, and so, my dream tour already happened, and I only got to do 5 shows with AC/DC, but way back in the day. But it was my rock and roll fantasy come true. So, and I've really got to be on stage with a lot of the people that I've loved, Kiss and AC/DC, and the list goes on. So, I don't know. I don't know what that would be at this point.
Wow, man. And those shows would have been massive, like super intimidating to get out there in front of those. Like, it's not, you get your club shows where it's full chaos, and then you get your big giant.
Yeah.
How do you handle that? Do you remember the first time you played one of those big, massive arena shows?
I get nervous before I perform anywhere. So it's just because I think if that disappeared, I don't know if I'd be still doing this. So that being said, I really enjoy being on stage. I have the same mentality if it's a club, a theater, an arena. I just want to be unforgettable. That's it. So like it doesn't really matter. I actually like bigger crowds, because it's more challenging.
Mm.
Because you're gonna or winning over a crowd, like opening up for a giant band like Kiss or Lenny Kravitz or AC/DC, or like it's challenging and fun. We got to win over people that don't necessarily aren't there for us, and I really enjoy that, and also headlining is a whole other animal. So
Mm.
um, but as far as getting on stage, it's just the same mentality. I have the same approach. So I get the same feeling like going on in like a 500 capacity club that I would in front of 10,000 people or 20,000 people.
I love that feeling, hey. Like about
Yeah.
10 minutes before you play, you get, I don't know
Yeah.
about you, man. It's like you get those little butterflies in your chest and you start,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I physically feel it. And it doesn't make me, I wouldn't say it's like a nervous, but it's like that anxious. And then you walk out on
Yeah.
stage and it's that massive release. Hey, you would feel that like 10 times what I'd feel, which would be amazing.
Yeah, I've done it a lot. I've had that feeling a lot, and I just go through. I have this thing that I get into state. I was telling this other interview guy, I go through gratitude. I go through like this whole gratitude list. So I'm backstage, and it's like 5 minutes till we walk on, and I'm just like getting grateful, and I'm jumping around, and I'm getting heated up, and dancing and getting loose, and I'm going through my gratitude list, and then I start going through my other list as far as like hit your marks, Josh. Stay in the pocket, you know, bring it from the inside out. I say all these things, and then I say this to myself, and it's about 2 minutes before I walk on. I just say, if this is the last one, what is it gonna be? What's it gonna be if this is it? Because this could be the last one. You never know what's gonna happen after this show. So fucking leave it all out there, and that's it. And I walk on.
That's the way to do it, man. I get Beetlejuice in my head. The it's showtime. That's
Yeah, that's cool.
no, that's mine.
Everybody's got their thing because when you're a singer,
Yeah.
you gotta have this formula because you could be sick. You gotta somehow get where you gotta go.
Mm.
And the mind is a very powerful thing. I've walked on in a lot of fear, not knowing what's going to happen because of X, Y, and Z that's going on with my body.
Yeah.
And And it's because of those routines and those, those formulas that I go through helps me get through a lot of adversity, and that's why you do it.
Do you believe in like the warm-ups and teas and all those sort of magic potion?
I don't do tea. It's always just room temperature water, but warm-ups are key, warming up and warming down after you sing. For me, everybody's different. Everybody's got their own thing, but that's for me.
Yeah, I don't know how those dudes that just get up, they just do it. Who was it? I think it's Chris Isaac was saying. I saw an interview with him once when he's like, "Yeah, I'll just do it." It's like, how do you just do it? You know?
Yeah, those guys never have longevity though. I mean, they're not like you don't just do it. Not when you're doing, 200 shows a year. You
Yeah,
gotta you gotta have more than that because if not, you're going to burn it down. You won't be able to do it, when you're my age or older.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. You got to look after it. Hey,
Yep.
can't just buy a new one like a guitar. So,
No.
no. But hey, man, your latest album, Volume 10, came out last year, and it's stacked with absolute bangers. It's catchy as fuck.
Thank you.
Man,
Thank you.
love it. The opener, was it This and That? Man,
Yep.
it's good, man. That's a solid opener. Have you been jamming on
Thank
that
you.
live?
You know what? You're gonna be bummed out. We've never played that live, and I want to start playing it live because we always play the singles, and people want to hear good time, let's get wild, shine your light, and then we're doing pain and feels like love a lot, and then we throw Summer '69 out there
Yes.
because it's always a barn burner in some places, and so we haven't done it live yet, and we got to do that. But yeah, it's never done it live.
Well, you're
It's
coming out.
hard. It's hard because we have 10 records, we have over 100 songs, and you got to do all the usual suspects, which is lit up, riding, crazy bitch, sorry, so and then you got to kind of manage rotating songs from every record into that whole mix. So it becomes hard.
Man, it would after all those songs. Have you ever thought about doing a thing like I think Coheed do, where it's called Never Ender, where they do an album night, to celebrate all those albums? Would you ever do something
Oh
like that?
man. Yeah, we just that would take a lot of rehearsal,
Yeah,
and we just don't have all those songs rehearsed like that. But I mean, it's good that they can do that. We couldn't do that.
it's
Not
crazy.
at this moment. I mean, we'd have to shed for a lot of months to get that all down and then go out and do it, and we just don't have that time.
Just cramming it all in, trying to remember all that.
I
I don't know how
I
people do that.
I have to rehearse a lot. I'm not a singer that can just, oh, I haven't done a song in, 10 years. I'll just go listen to it in the bus and memorize the lyrics again, and I'll just go out and do it and it'll be great. It just doesn't work that way with me. I have to rehearse stuff.
Yeah,
I have to get back into that zone. These songs, some of those songs I wrote when I was 20, and you have to figure out how you're going to pull them off at 53.
and you always get those dudes at the front, those mega fans at the front that yell out the obscure, B side from something they want to hear, that rare track, and you're like, dude, I haven't played that in years, or just
Maybe they are, but I don't hear them. I can't hear them. I don't have audience mics in my in-ears, so like I don't hear any of that.
man,
I yeah, so
bounce moving.
it serves me. Some artists can't handle that. They got to have the audience coming in their in-ears, I mean, but I like it super isolated. I only like putting, less is more in my. I don't have backing vocals in my in ears. I don't have an audience mix, so I mean I can hear it. My mic is running hot enough to where I can hear the audience in
Yep.
between songs. But like specific stuff like you're saying, I mean that would be really hard.
So I'm just starting to try and get used to the in-ear thing. It's hard,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
a hard thing. Did it take you a little while being from a live, playing those
I'll
clubs?
tell you how I tell you how I got had to get. No, I mean I loved it because in the early days I was blowing out my voice a lot because I just couldn't hear my voice,
Yeah.
because everything on stage was so loud. and every night it was a different situation, and it wasn't good. It wasn't dialed in. We didn't have a situation where we had these, a monitor guy, and we couldn't afford all that, so it was not good, And by the time I got in ears, my tour manager was like, "You got to get these. It's going to save you, especially for a vocalist." And I go, "Okay, but I don't have any time to get used to them, I don't." And he goes, "It's okay. You're just gonna have to do it live." And I'm like, "Fuck, man." And so I put them in, and I started singing live, and I was already locked in, and I could hear so much of my voice. It was too much,
Yeah.
and I was like singing sharp because I had too much voice. And finally, I settled in and I got used to it. I'm like, "Oh man, this is fucking amazing." And then I dialed them in a little bit more. And then it's like anywhere you walk on stage, you have the same mix. If you go by the drums, you don't have like cymbals like wrecking your ears. It's just amazing. And now I could never do a show without them.
Do you have is it a dry signal or do you have a little bit of reverb in there to make it a little natural?
Just dry as fuck. It's just,
Wow.
yeah, it's like I want to hear it like that because I want to hear my real voice. Some guys they don't do that. I sometimes I listen to other singers intermixes and I'm like, wow, there's so much freaking reverb. I have just a little bit of compression and I just have a very flat EQ and that's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, okay. All right. They're good tips, dude. They're good
Yeah.
tips. So of course, what's on the cards for you and the boys after this Australian tour? You got new songs on the way or
Yeah, we already got record 11 written. We have a few more songs that we're about 3 songs short and we'll get that done and we're going to record in November and we'll have our 11th record out next year sometime,
is it going to be
probably
called
before the summer.
11?
No.
Oh.
No.
Just making
I don't know what it's going to be called yet, but not 11. No.
okay.
We just did volume 10. We're good.
It's done with. Yeah, that's a good one. Hey, bro,
Yeah.
thank you so much again for hanging out on the show. We're gonna have all the links down here and on the website. Let's go have some beers and kick some ass in September.
Let's go. I'll see you at the rock show, man. Be
Let's go.
good.
See you, man. You too.